Just to start with, we'll start with Thiago. Obviously, there's a few questions in one here, really. First of all, is it complete rest for him at the moment, or is he able to do some fitness work? And what date are you expecting to have him back? And have you guys at Melwood had to go through extra testing as well? And what confidence is there that obviously the virus hasn't spread further and that the protocols in place have in fact worked?
Yeah, it shows again that health and family are the most important things in life. After football directly, but we wish him a speedy recovery, and but I wish everyone who's fighting at this moment the virus a speedy recovery, and hope everything goes well. So we decided already from the start of the pandemic that we will not make any comments about individuals, about the situation. So I would keep it like this, to be honest, as a club.
But in general terms, I'm just thinking of what concerns are there that it may have spread through the rest of the squad, or is the complete confidence that those protocols do in fact work, and you guys have gone through extra testing so you know that?
Yeah, that's why it's a big compliment to our structure. First and foremost because we have testing in place by the Premier League, but we also do private testing. And what I said in the last press conference, the most important thing is keeping discipline, and we're following these discipline rules. So and we test immediately when something happens, so that's it's all okay.
Just on general fitness terms, I'm thinking of Jordan Henderson at the moment as well. Is this game too soon for him, and any chance for Villa at the weekend? And just thinking with England in mind, tomorrow there's a squad announcement. Has he got any chance of being available for England?
Yeah, Jordan, we will re-evaluate on Friday after this game to look if he's ready for Villa, at least to train with us with the team to prepare that game. We have, of course, Joel, who's still who's progressing well, but will not be back until the international break to prepare the Everton game. And then we have Costas, who felt his thigh in the Lincoln game after the game, and we thought it would settle, but it didn't. So he will need a few more days, and the international break as well. So he will not be involved in both games. And that's it. Ox is progressing well, but will take, of course, a lot longer time. But for him, it's really important that his first phase went smooth and good after the operation. So I'm really happy with that as well.
This kind of follows on as well in terms of squad rotation, because only 5 of Arsenal's starting 11 against Leicester in the League Cup started at Anfield on Monday. Only Virgil van Dijk, your starting 11 against Lincoln, started against Arsenal. So what can we expect from you in terms of the rotation, and what are you expecting from Arsenal?
So let's start first that this is, we go from Premier League to League Cup, so it's a final. Mikel won his last 7 games in domestic cup. So it's a completely different context. We're going to play this game. It's a proper win or lose, of course. So, but what Mikel installed at Arsenal, and what all good teams in Europe and in the Premier League have, is a clear identity. So with changing players or whatever, it stays the same. They will try to improve for sure, but that's the same for us, despite it's only 2 days in between. If you have only 2 days in between, the main thing is to recover well, to regain freshness. Some will had a day off yesterday to regain freshness in terms of mentally, emotionally. So, and others will really prepare this game.
And just finally from me, Pep, obviously Nico faced a little bit of criticism after his outing against Lincoln in the last round. How's he found that as a young lad coming through the ranks, and how's he responded in your view?
Yeah, first of all, and this is the most important to understand, Nico is a doer. So if you don't try, and doer makes mistakes, and we don't want safe play. We don't want a player who doesn't take risk. Our game is based on that everybody takes initiative from each position, and that's what we want. But one of the most important lessons for each young boy who's coming through, or each player, is that it's the weakness if you can get caught up in praise and criticism. So I think he dealt with it really well, to be honest. We had players speaking with him. We had our manager speaking with him. And it's also a phase he goes through. But again, you cannot get caught up with praise nor criticism. Both will not help you as a young player.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And then we go to Phil from Press Association, 2 questions. And then after that, James and Neil in the open. Phil now.
Hi there, Pep.
Hey.
Hi, I was just wondering if this might be the occasion that we see Billy Mesio finally involved in the first team match, making his debut.
Yeah, Billy, he has a clear pathway in this club, but it's still in the start. Someone we really take care of. He's still a very young kid, humble but with big potential. The reason why he played only 60 minutes in the under-18s game is that it was medical. So he has his own project, his own process, and we are really happy how things are going so far. So there's still decisions to be made today. Let's see.
I was also wondering about the likes of when Ryan Bruce didn't play in the Lincoln game. There's talk about him possibly being a player that might leave sometime soon. What can you tell us about whether he might be involved tomorrow and whether he might still be here by the end of the transfer window?
Yeah, it's how I said last time. We do this press conference in our boardroom. These things, transfer policy, transfer rumors, should stay in here without the Zooms and without the cameras, and I want to leave it by that. Yeah.
Anything else, Phil? No, good. Okay, we'll go over to James Pearce from The Athletic for a couple of questions, or certainly a question, James.
Hi, Pep. Okay.
James.
Pep, you've heard in Shaqiri, that was his first start last week since the Club World Cup back in last December. He's had a torrid time with injuries. But was that a timely reminder against Lincoln of the quality he possesses and the difference he can make in games?
Yeah, I think he had a superb game against Lincoln in a different position he's used to playing. So that makes it even more recognizable and even more great. Also for himself to have, after such a long time, to start, to play in this manner. If we expect one thing from Shaq is that he tries to dictate the game, that he's always search for attacking solutions, that he uses his technique to be involved in build-up and in creating. So I'm really happy for him that he could start like this and show his desire on the ball, his drive, and especially without any injuries. What's of course a very difficult period for him coming through this game.
And just in terms of, you often talk about our identity is intensity when you talk about Liverpool's style and brand of football. From a coaching viewpoint, was Monday night's game against Arsenal the perfect example of that?
It's one of my favorite games since I've been here. Going 1-0 down, playing how we play, no ego, constant team play, being dominant in each game moment, over 95 minutes pressing, counter pressing, and have a build up and a positional game was very good. So I'm really happy with that game. Yeah. We are really happy with that game, of course.
Fantastic. Thank you, James. And then a couple from Neil, I think, and then maybe one from Glenn Price to finish. But Neil certainly next. Neil, go.
Yeah.
Can I ask about Minamino and his development? Obviously, he didn't get much football before lockdown, but since then, it seems to be clear that he's physically getting better and looking more in tune with the team as well. Is that how you see it?
So I didn't hear the Taki, yeah. Wow, what a desire. He is somebody who turns our game collective as well, the same as what Roberto does, Firmino. His professionality on the pitch and off the pitch is outstanding. His development so far has been really great. He's that player who always gives everything each day. And if you're already good, then it becomes really interesting if you can keep that up. So we're really happy with that. So long may it continue.
And just on Diogo Jota, I mean, he obviously got his first goal, which is a big moment for him. But have you found his settling in period? He looks at home already.
Yeah, Diogo. That's what I said before. For passionate players, for players who have goal in them, there's always space for us at Liverpool. A great desire to learn our game. He will add something. I said last week already, he's at the same level technically as our front three. And the one thing I found really difficult to coach is the intuition in the box, being in the right position to score, like the pure instinct of a striker, what we want from many players, of course, but especially from our front three. And he in 10 minutes was, 15 minutes was 3 or 4 times in a position to score. So that's really something that's good. Yeah.
And the last question in the open is from Glenn, and then we go at the moment. I've got Paul Joyce hand up for the breakout. For the other people who are in the breakout, you can maybe indicate on the computer now, so we can get through those with the breakout. But Glenn to finish this section.
Hi Pep. Curtis Jones obviously scored the winning penalty against Arsenal in the League Cup last season. Just how much has he come on as a player in that time?
Curtis is the type we really like, because he has so much bravery, so much courage, and so much self-confidence. But it's the proper self-confidence and not the wrong one. The self-confidence that comes with training, with the attitude, with the desire to improve, with a constant focus on what's important and to learn. And his call-up proves that his development has been good. So he's probably one of the most offensive, now probably the most offensive midfielder we have. He's the one, if you look to the games, he's probably always the first one who makes the surprise move in the box from midfield. He's always the first one who shoots, if you look closely. And he has this risk, this young blood, what helps us. And what I said before, these young boys are not talents anymore. They are proper members, proper squad players. So, yeah, really happy with his journey, with his pathway. And he's a boy from the city. So ambition, passion is always there. I like that so much.
Thank you. That's the open. So